Have you noticed something terrifying happening after 60, even if the scale hasn't changed? Your arms look smaller. Your legs feel weaker. Getting out of a chair suddenly takes effort. Your legs feel weaker. Getting out of a chair suddenly takes effort. And one day, you realize your body is quietly disappearing. Muscle loss after 60 is not just about aging. It's about a hidden biological shutdown happening inside your body every single day. And tonight, while millions of seniors are drinking protein shakes that barely work, there are 3 ordinary cheeses sitting in grocery stores that may activate muscle repair more effectively than many expensive supplements. Not fake high-protein bars, not overpriced powders, not miracle pills, not overpriced powders, not miracle pills. Real food. One of these cheeses may help older adults stimulate muscle protein synthesis so effectively that researchers saw measurable improvements in strength, mobility, and lean muscle retention in just weeks. Most people are eating these cheeses at the wrong time, in the wrong amount, and completely missing the muscle-building effect. What happens to your muscles while you sleep may be aging you faster than you realize. This is not just about looking stronger. This is about protecting your independence, your balance, your ability to stay out of a wheelchair. Because once muscle loss accelerates after 60, it can happen frighteningly fast. I'm Dr. Richard, and today we're counting down the top 3 cheeses that may help rebuild muscle and fight sarcopenia naturally. And trust me, the number 1 cheese is not the one most people expect. Have you noticed your strength declining after 60, even though your eating habits haven't changed? And if you care about healthy aging, muscle strength, and staying independent longer, subscribe now, because the information we share here could genuinely change the trajectory of your later years. Now let's begin with a cheese most people completely underestimate. Number 3, Parmesan cheese. Most people see Parmesan as nothing more than a topping, a little sprinkle over pasta, something added for flavor. But biologically, Parmesan may be one of the most concentrated muscle support foods hiding in plain sight. And this becomes incredibly important after 60, because one of the biggest reasons older adults lose muscle is something called anabolic resistance. That sounds complicated, but here's what it really means. Your muscles stop responding to protein the way they did when you were younger. In your 30s, your body could build muscle from a modest amount of protein. After 60, your muscles become stubborn. They need a much stronger signal. And one of the most powerful signals is an amino acid called leucine. Leucine acts like a biological switch. When enough leucine reaches your muscles, it activates a pathway called mTOR, which is essentially your body's muscle construction system. And Parmesan cheese is naturally loaded with it. Because Parmesan is aged for long periods, its proteins become highly concentrated. That means even a relatively small serving can deliver a surprisingly powerful muscle-building signal. But that's only part of the story. As we age, digestion also changes. Many older adults struggle with bloating or discomfort from dairy. But aged Parmesan contains very little lactose because the aging process breaks much of it down naturally. That means many seniors who cannot tolerate milk still tolerate Parmesan extremely well. And there's another hidden advantage. Parmesan is rich in calcium and phosphorus, 2 minerals that don't just support bones. They help muscles contract properly, because weak muscles and weak bones often happen together. That is why frailty becomes so dangerous after 60. It's not only about muscle size, it's about the entire support system beginning to weaken at once. Here's how to use Parmesan strategically. Instead of dumping large amounts onto heavy pasta meals, try using smaller portions with protein-rich foods. For example, add freshly grated Parmesan to eggs, lentils, vegetable soup, chicken, or beans. Even 2 to 3 tablespoons may help increase the leucine content of a meal significantly. And timing matters. One of the best times to eat Parmesan is after physical activity. Even light movement like walking, gardening, or climbing stairs temporarily makes muscles more sensitive to protein. This is where many older adults make a huge mistake. They move, but never give the muscles the raw materials needed to rebuild. And over time, the body begins shrinking itself. Now, an important warning. Parmesan can be high in sodium. So if you have kidney disease, severe hypertension, or fluid retention, speak with your healthcare provider about proper intake. Also avoid the cheap powdered versions in plastic containers. Many contain fillers and anti-caking agents. Look for authentic aged Parmesan when possible. But the next cheese on this list may be even more important because it targets one of the most dangerous muscle loss windows nobody talks about. The nighttime hours. Number 2, cottage cheese. Here's what most seniors never get told. Your muscles are not resting while you sleep. In fact, after 60, nighttime may become one of the most aggressive periods of muscle breakdown in the entire day. Because while you sleep, your body enters a fasting state. And if your body does not have enough circulating amino acids, it may begin pulling them from your muscles, night after night, week after week, year after year. This is one reason so many adults over 60 wake up feeling weaker, slower, and more fatigued even when they think they're eating enough. And this is exactly where cottage cheese becomes incredibly powerful, because cottage cheese contains a special type of protein called casein. Unlike whey protein, which digests quickly, casein digests slowly, very slowly. Think of it like an overnight protein drip. Instead of flooding your bloodstream all at once, it releases amino acids steadily for hours while you sleep. And that matters enormously for aging muscles, because older muscles often struggle to stay in a muscle-building state for long periods. But sustained amino acid delivery may help reduce overnight muscle breakdown and support muscle protein synthesis during sleep. This is where the science becomes fascinating. Researchers have found that consuming casein-rich protein before bed may support overnight recovery and improve the muscle-building response in older adults. In simple terms, your body may spend less time stealing protein from your muscles while you sleep. And there's another reason cottage cheese works so well. It is incredibly rich in complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids your body needs for muscle repair. But what happens next matters most, because many seniors accidentally cancel out the benefits. They buy low-protein versions, sugary-flavored versions, or they eat tiny portions that never reach the muscle-building threshold older adults need. After 60, muscles often require a stronger protein signal. That means a few spoonfuls usually won't do much. A practical target for many older adults is roughly 1 cup before bed, depending on overall protein needs and medical conditions. And here's a powerful trick. Add cinnamon and berries instead of sugary granola or processed syrups. Why? Because blood sugar spikes late at night may interfere with sleep quality and metabolic health. And muscle health is deeply connected to blood sugar control. This connection surprises many people. Muscle is actually one of the body's largest glucose storage systems. The less muscle you have, the harder it becomes to manage blood sugar, which may increase inflammation, and chronic inflammation can further worsen muscle loss. This creates a dangerous cycle. Less muscle, worse blood sugar control, more inflammation, even weaker muscles. And this is where things start accelerating after 60. Now, one caution. Some cottage cheese brands are extremely high in sodium, so always read labels carefully. And if you're lactose sensitive, lactose-free versions are widely available. But now we arrive at the number 1 cheese. And this one may be the closest thing to a natural anabolic food most seniors have never fully understood. Because it doesn't just feed aging muscles, it may help reactivate them. Number 1, ricotta cheese. Ricotta may look soft and harmless, but inside your body, it behaves very differently. Because ricotta is naturally rich in whey proteins, one of the fastest and most biologically active protein sources for muscle repair. And after 60, speed matters. Here's why. As we age, muscle cells become less responsive. That means your body often needs a rapid surge of amino acids to fully activate muscle protein synthesis, and ricotta delivers exactly that. Unlike the slow overnight release of cottage cheese, ricotta acts fast. It quickly floods the bloodstream with amino acids, especially branched-chain amino acids like leucine. And leucine is the trigger. It's the signal that tells aging muscles, repair now, rebuild now, do not break down. But the real reason ricotta is so impressive goes deeper. Ricotta also contains compounds that may help reduce oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is essentially cellular wear and tear. And after 60, oxidative stress becomes one of the silent forces accelerating aging inside muscles. This matters more than most people realize, because sarcopenia is not simply about losing size. It's also about inflammation damaging muscle fibers, weakening mitochondria, the tiny energy factories inside your cells, and slowing the body's repair systems. That's why many seniors feel exhausted so easily. Their muscles are literally producing energy less efficiently. And this is where ricotta becomes uniquely valuable, not because it's magic, but because it provides rapidly available protein in a form many older adults digest easily, especially after movement. This is critical. One of the best times to eat ricotta is after activity, not intense workouts, even simple movement. Walking, gardening, resistance bands, standing exercises, because movement sensitizes muscles to nutrients. And when ricotta is eaten afterward, your body may use those amino acids far more effectively. Here's a simple strategy. Add ricotta to eggs. Spread it on whole grain toast. Blend it into a smoothie with berries and nuts. Or pair it with vegetables and olive oil. The key is consistency, not perfection, because muscle loss after 60 usually happens gradually, and rebuilding strength also happens gradually. But small biological improvements repeated daily can completely change someone's future. And this is where most people misunderstand aging. They think weakness is inevitable, but in many cases the body is simply undernourished, understimulated, and losing the signals required to maintain muscle. Now, I need to say something very important. Cheese alone is not enough. No food can fully protect muscles if the body never uses them. You do not need bodybuilding workouts, but you do need movement, because muscles operate on a simple principle: use them or lose them. And this becomes brutally true after 60. Even 10 to 20 minutes of resistance activity several times per week may help support muscle preservation when paired with adequate protein. Chair squats, wall push-ups, resistance bands, walking stairs, light weights. These small actions send your body a survival signal, a reason to keep muscle alive. And when that movement is combined with strategic protein intake from foods like parmesan, cottage cheese, and ricotta, the effects may become dramatically more powerful. So let's quickly recap. Parmesan helps provide concentrated leucine to activate muscle-building pathways. Cottage cheese supports overnight muscle repair with slow-digesting casein protein. And ricotta delivers fast-acting whey proteins that may help aging muscles recover and rebuild more efficiently. But the deeper message here is this: muscle loss is not just cosmetic, it affects balance, blood sugar, energy, mobility, independence, and even lifespan. The body you have after 60 is still responding to signals every single day. The question is, are you giving it the right ones? Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 3 cheeses do you already eat? And have you noticed weakness, slower walking speed, or difficulty standing up in recent years? Share your experience in the comments below, because your story may help someone else realize they are not alone. And if this video helped you understand what's really happening to aging muscles, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Because healthy aging is not about chasing youth. It's about protecting strength, protecting independence, and giving your body the support it desperately needs before frailty takes over. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.